the iPhone headphones for now.
All right, we're alive.
We're live. Share a screen, please.
Yes, just a second.
Did you hear that SoundCloud laid off 40% of their workforce?
You're on the stream.
Oh, I know. Are we not allowed to talk about gossips?
Okay. Okay. So we are live. Everything seems to be open. Do you have the screen shared?
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Great. So, um, let's just paste the link here.
What do you think of my public bathroom idea? Dude, I'm gonna do it, I think. You know, one of the biggest problem I always had. Cannot find the bathroom when I need them. Can't imagine this is a problem unique to me only. Everybody needs bathrooms. You don't think so?
Yeah,
Do you not use bathrooms when you go to travel or something?
I do. Okay. So, what I want to what do we want to do today? Let's kind of get a plan going. Um, I think one of the best things to do is to either finish the server side and have the tokens in place with like the user validation and all of that,
Okay.
or do the client side with the React and Electron. So those are kind of our options right now in terms of things we can or want to do.
Why don't we finish the server side?
All right, so let's go ahead.
Bathroom finder.
All right, let's put this here and then here. Great. Let me increase the size here a bit.
Oh, thanks for the tmux config. It's pretty useful.
Yeah, it's open source. All right, so now we need the Mongo, and then we need the npm start. Okay,
All right.
and now if we open up Postman, let's do this. All right. So if we have Postman here, let's close all of these. Why is this not closing? Oh, it's closing. Okay. Great. So let's do the get. Great. And we have API and then task. Awesome. And if I do post to create a task, I get OK. And then if I do get, I get the task. Great. Awesome. Amazing. So that's pretty good. And what I want to do today, so let's open up the Trello for the project. Okay. Right. Okay, so what I want to do today is create a user and get back a login token. Okay.
Okay.
And then create a task passing in the logging token in order to identify the user.
Okay.
Make sure you need the token on all API requests except the creation of a user.
Okay.
Right, so then that's that. And then kind of test the entire flow via TDD and also curl and HTTP requests via Postman. Okay, so that's kind of the thing we want to do today. Okay, and I think that's a good plan and something we can definitely achieve on the stream today.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we already have, if we look at Postman, we already have a way to create a user. So if I do API and I think it's API register. Yeah, it's API register. And then in the, so that's a post. And then in the body, what I have is email. So I'll have something like avi@avi.io. And then password would be 1Q2W3E4R, just as an example. And then we'll send it. All right, so let's see what we have here. So it's saying it's not found. So let's look at our routes. So routes auth. So we have a register, and I think it's API user register. So let's look at routes index. Yes, so it's user and then user route. So it's auth register. So it's API slash auth slash register, I think. All right, so let's do that. So we do a send, and yes, and we get back a user, right?
Nice.
So we get a user with v of 0, role is user. This is the kind of the user ID.
Yeah.
And the email, and then the password hash and salt. All right, so in terms of like creating a user, we are able to create a user with no problem. What we need now is we need in that request, we need to create a signature or an API token for that user, and then pass it through when we want to authenticate those requests. So that process is called JWT, and we can look it up for how we do it with Express. There is probably a middleware for that. So let's look at that. It's called JWT. It's JSON Web Token.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So then we get JWT require, and then secret is something. Function. You can specify an audience. Great. New buffer. So that's a base 64. Public key. So we have a public key. credentials required false. Okay, so, and then get token function from header or query string. And then you see request.authorization. Now the
Yeah.
question is, how do we create that for a user? How do we create that for a user and set the request.user with the attributes? That's great. The question is, how do we set the token for a user? So this is the secret. Audience is something something. Issuer is user. One thing I don't understand is how do we verify the tokens? Custom function for requiring the token. I don't care about multi-tenancy, error handling. So something here is not clear to me. Like, where do the tokens come from? Request.headers, return, payload, and then done. Data get 10.8 by identifier, payload.iss. I don't know what ISS is. All right, let's look something else. User authentication. Let's see here. Okay, great. Awesome. So now this is app.get, and then this is something with the client.html. DB, I don't care for that. Okay, so then user save user var token data is username, and then ID and common something something. User jwt.sign, and then token data in private key. I don't know where that private key is coming from. Okay. Okay, so here's the private key, and then we have it encrypt and decrypt.
I thought this is supposed to be part of the library. Do we need to do this manually?
Yeah, you need to do this manually. So let's look at someone is doing JSON web token. So let's look at JSON web token. What are we doing? So working and Trello. This is what we're doing today. Okay, so usage, and then we have a jwt.sign. So this should happen on the user save.
Acidic mushrooms.
jwt.sign, and then expiration data. Right. So jwt.verify. Okay, so let's check it out. So JWT is required JSON web token, and then this is the secret. So S is the secret. Var token equals jwt.sign, and then you can do full bar. Now sign with whatever it is. I don't care about this actually. Okay. All right, so let's check this out. So let's install that. So let's go to, do we have a yarn? Yes, we do. So let's do here, yarn add -- save JSON web token. We don't have a yarn.lock. Yarn add here, JSON web token. Oh, yarn add this. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that. And then here, so user, so auth.route here. We are going to do auth routes, and auth routes is auth.routes. Auth. And here, great. And then this register is going to go to auth controller.register. So auth controller, and then the register. Great. And then we have this like passport authenticate, local request response. So the question is whether I even need the passport here now. What does passport.authenticate even do now? So user.register. So let's look at user.model. So register is probably a part of passport. So yeah, it's passport local mongoose. Okay, so register and then new user request.user request.password. So I'm not really clear on where do we need to provide that token. All right, so passport. Let's look at passport JWT here for a second. So I see a passport strategy for authentication. So let's look at new JWT strategy. So then we have a require, extract JWT. So Ken TEGH. I don't really think you need to watch them in order unless you. I mean, it's definitely better to watch them in order, but I don't know if it's necessarily required. All right. So then we have this one. So here, what I want is to register the user with a username and a password, but authenticate the user both with a username and a password and also a JSON web token. So it's not only with that. So I need basically two strategies.
Why can't we just verify with token only? Doesn't that simplify?
What do you mean verify with login? With
Can we
token
just
only?
verify with JSON web token only?
And then how do you register? You need
No, like
like
after registration.
yeah, but then what about like a web app and like updating your profile and so on and so forth? So, but what I still need, even if we decide that we do that, I still don't understand how exactly do I need to do it. You know what I mean? So, and then passport.use strategy, and strategy is JWT. So I'm not entirely clear. Okay, so this is a login, and then user response.status, user password, and then payload, token, payload. Passwords did not match. Payload, let's see. So payload is only the ID and user ID. All right, so let's see how do we create that. So then strategy and then users, find index, users ID, JWT, payload.id. Okay, so we have this one and this one, extract JWT and then JWT strategy. Everything here so far seems pretty simple. Nothing really out of the ordinary. And then users, if user next. No, Now it's still not clear.
So this token is supposed to be, it will be persisted in the database, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the tricky part about it?
Nothing is super tricky. I just don't yet understand how to do both the email password and the JSON web token. Nothing specifically tricky about it. It's just that
Oh, it's like one or the other right now. That's what you're reading.
yeah. Um, let's see here. All of these like tutorials, man. Okay, so here we have a user, we have an email, and we have a password. Great. So email, password, and then we have a save, and inside the save. Okay, so here, this is done like manually, you know what I mean? So, and then from auth header, secret, passport.use, JWT strategy, JWT payload, user find one ID, JWT payload.id. Now the question is, where is the JWT token generated? So there it is, API routes post register, right? So new user, email, and password. Great. And then new user dot save. So you see, I don't see where we have authenticate. So then email. So still, like, I'm not. You see the part that I'm missing? Where is the token saved on the user?
Yeah, it has to be persisted at the database. Bcrypt.
So here we have a save, and thus is modified password. So all of this is nothing. And then okay, so this is the create. And then this one, set up work and export for the JWT. And then passport.use, JWT, user find one, JWT payload.id. So it has to be here. Response.json, new user, dot save. Successfully created new user. Okay, JW, there it is. var token
The sign.
jwt.sign, and then user config.secrets, and then expires in 10,000 seconds.
So we're gonna recreate it after that.
So let's start with this one. So jwt.sign user, and I don't want to really put the entire user here, right? Okay, so I get it. So this is the register, and we put a user, and then this one module exports, and then extract JWT from auth header, and then the secret and all of this, and then app.use passport.initialize.
So is this sort of like just like cookies?
Require config.passport passport. Now we have to start on our route. So this one, wait, so this one is route. So this is register. Now how do I, so, and this is authenticate, and then API.get, and then passport.authenticate, you see? So this is how how I do it. But what I want is I want to not do this specifically on all of the routes. Um, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do it once for all the protected routes, for all the API requests. All right. So, but let's start with this one, like the JWT.sign. And what is JWT? I think JWT is like the JSON web token. So let's do that. All right. So let's go to our auth controller. We are on our auth controller, right? So we can do import JWT from JSON web token, right?
Yeah.
And then here we have the register. And what we can do here is const token equal JWT.sign. And then let's do like this. So user ID and then user.id. And that's it, right? Let's just put the user ID here. And we also need the secret. So JWT.sign here and then config.secrets. Great. So let's do the secret is going to be fake secret. Okay.
Okay.
And then here we do, so we have the user, what is it? Object dot, oh man, object dot assign. I think object dot assign, yes. So object dot assign, and then to the user, I'm going to assign a token and a token like so. Okay. So this is going to assign a token to the user. What I need to do now, so let's do that like so. Right, so 3 node, great. So I want to stop the server here. And what I want to do, I want to stop the MongoDB and cdtmp ls. Do we have a data folder here? No, great. So Mongo 3.4, awesome. So what we should have is an empty database because there is no data folder. And now if I go and create this user, let's do send, role, but I don't see a token. Why? So this is register, user email. Okay. I don't see a token. Object.assign. Let's see object.assign. I'm probably not doing it correctly. Okay. So let's go here, object.assign, and then we have a target and we have a sources. This is weird. This should definitely work. What I can do here is console.log token. And let's restart our server and our MongoDB. What is going on? Okay. What? PS. So this is MongoDB. EF grep node. What is going on? Oh, I see it's actually already working here. Kill -9. npm start. Okay. No, still not. Address in use. What?
Still.
ps-f pomidori. ps-ps. There it is. So this one. Okay, npm start. All right, now it's looking better. So let's do send. And no, I still don't see that. Okay, and now I'm getting authentication error. Auth controller line 57. 57. Okay, so wait, something is going on here. So only now it's really hitting the code. Auth.controller line 57. Auth.controller. So I don't have a line 57 here, which is weird.
It's not reading the latest code.
So this is user. It's like here, but it's, I don't know what it is. Cannot read property ID of undefined.
User or something.
How can user be undefined here? So response.json and then user. So where is user coming from? Because I definitely don't see user anywhere here. And then there it is, user. So user is here. Which means that this is an error here. So if we stop this and rerun, then we should hit the same code path. So now it's successful, as you can see, but it's not hitting this code path.
There's no token. There's no token.
Yeah, it's like it did not hit this code path, which is weird. Now the question is, what did it hit? So if we go to auth.route to register, and then we do validate, and then authcontroller.register. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on. What if we do this here? And then remove this. Okay. So send. What? Okay. So I see this here. There is a token, you see?
Okay. Did it get added? It didn't get added to the hash.
No, it didn't. It's because I'm not doing it anymore. But what I don't understand is, where is this being sent to the response? Because this code is not being hit.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, I see what you mean.
It's like this code is not triggered.
But did it authenticate? Like, did the password to authenticate, did that get hit at all?
Well, I'm not there yet. Okay, so now send.
Now you don't have a
and now I don't
response.
have anything. So I'm not
So ju-
sure what is being sent. So object.assign user. So let's just
change it.
send
Yeah. Just change
the
it to something
token.
in the menu. Yeah.
Okay, so let's stop this and restart. Okay, so now I
Yeah.
do get the token.
There you go. So it's just object.assign is doing something funny. The weird
Um,
thing is, why would it like return something, and then this method doesn't do anything?
all right, so now let's do the user like so. I don't think you need that because you don't need a source. You don't need a source blank object. We can certainly change that, but I don't think that's the case here. Okay, so now you see what's happening? Like something is weird here. You see what is this? Like strict mode was populated is new. All of these are, I don't need them. So what I think happens is that user.model has some sort of a thing, which I'm not sure of yet, which renders it. It's okay for us. Pinfred, hi there. I mean, it's not bad for us, but it's also not great because I don't really understand what is going on. So let's do this for just 1 second. So what I want to do is take this here and paste it here and call this a user object like so. And I think this should be the ID like so. And then this one is the WT sign on the user object. And here, what I want to send is the token and then the user object. Because I want to make sure that I'm getting the right ID. I'm pretty sure that the ID to get it from MongoDB is like underscore ID. So
Okay.
let me kill the database now. And run this again. Okay, so now I get the user ID, which is great, and I get the token, which is awesome. Okay, cool. So we're getting somewhere.
Awesome.
Okay. So we're definitely getting somewhere. And we have a way to generate the token. And we're gonna grab that from a fake secret in a minute.
User object.
Okay, so then we have the user object.
So can I ask a question here?
Mm-hmm.
So here I see that you're not really doing expire. So that means this will never expire, right?
Yeah, I'm not worried about expiring right now.
Okay.
Definitely not worried about expiring right now. Oh man, this is so annoying. Okay. So let's see who do we have in the chat. Skull Crusher for life. Oh my god. Thank you for the follow. New people in the chat room, welcome. Okay, so now we have a token and a fake secret. So we are signing the user object with a secret, right? So we have a way to generate this token. What we need now is to really send it. So let's go and do this. So user like so, and then object.assign with this, and then this with user, and then this with token. Okay?
Okay.
So this seems better to me, and then let's do that. And this should be much cleaner if it works, but it doesn't. What did I do? Did I miss a parentheses? Yes, I did. Here. All right, so let's do it better. Right, so this is here, and then this is this one like so, and then this one is response object, and then object dot assign. Oh, why do I do this twice? I don't need this twice. This seems like it was the problem. Okay, so let's do this send. All right, so we have a user created it, and then we have a token.
Cool.
I don't know if I like this, but what I would like is for the user to be inside the token, but all right. For now, that's okay. So then now we don't really need to separate this, so we can remove this because we know this is working. So this is going to be the user ID with user.id, like so. And we can close this up. Let's see if we have questions in the chat room. I don't see any. Great. People in the chat room, you should not be shy. Feel free to ask questions. Okay, so then we have a token, and we send it back. And once we have a token and we send the token back, we can start signing requests with that token. So basically, when we create a task, we want to extract that.
So is this token meant to be in every single request?
Yes. Every single request that you want signed. So create a user and get back a login token. So this is done.
So the client
Why
has
is
to
this not?
persist this token as well.
Why is this not working? Okay, so this is done. What are you making? So working and Trello. This is what we're working on. FL wow. Do I need to translate what you're saying again? Translate. Let's do translate. My God, man.
You can just detect language.
This one. Yeah, I know. It's not Serbian, is it? It's not. It's probably Russian. Hi, streamer. Hi. 3TO.js. What the fuck is 3TO? This JS. Yes, this is JavaScript. What are you making? I answered a lawn rod. Good. And then 2 words later, morning. Yeah, morning. Good. Morning. Good. Good morning, a lawn rod. All right. So great. So now we have the Paramveer Fagura. Thank you for the follow. All right. So we have the token. We sent back the token. So we can check that. By the way, guys, the Trello is public. You can go and check it out as we progress and participate in the development here. And the GitHub for this, so github.com Fullstack Network Pomodori server. So this is the GitHub, and we're gonna add a README today, 100%. So you can check it out as well. Okay, so now what we need to do is get that token. So what I want right now is I literally want to fake it. Okay, so let's go to the user. So task. Why are you so noisy, man? So go to the task controller. And then in the task controller here, we have the create. And here, we need to do a bit of verification. So what we need to
Okay.
verify here is, um, oh, this is nice. I didn't know that. This is nice.
What?
This is nice, but I thought it's like this is nice, but I thought it's like with the mouse. How do you do it with the mouse? I
Can
th-
you type while that thing is on? Type.
yeah, but it's like I don't know. Anyway, so here, oh now shit. So verify that the you can look at what is Pomodori here. And what we want here is that they verify that the body does not include a user ID. Verify that the request is signed by the user with the correct token, right?
Okay.
So first things first, let's take this token. On Android. Oh, okay. So on Android. Who the fuck uses an Android, man? All right, so let's go here. So Pomodori is basically a Pomodoro timer, but it's connected in the way that it's meant to solve the distractions in the open office. So basically you say, hey, I'm going to start working on a task, and then some light blinks on top of your computer and tells your peers that you are now not available. Okay, so what I want to really start with something quick and dirty. Okay? So
Okay.
essentially what I want here is this. So here what I want is task time.
Mm-hmm.
And this is coming from request.body.taskTime. Dude, you're noisy.
Sorry, I sniffed.
And then what else do we have? Where is it? So let's grab the token here, copy this, so we have it here. So let's put a token here. Okay, so let's put it here. And then here, where is the post? So this is register. Where is the tasks? So there it is, API task. Great. Let's look at the body. We have a user ID and we have a task time. Hey, Gamester. Gamester707. Hey, back. Okay, so we have... let's close this here. Here. Okay, great. So then we have the task time, and what else do we have? There's like task.model. We have a title, so title, and this is going to be request.body.title, and then user ID is going to be the user ID from the token, right?
Yeah.
Great. So Paramveer Faragura, I think, is asking a question. Why not just use a simple cardboard sign to tell your peers you're busy? Because then we can't build software. It's not like I'm doing it to make money of it. I'm making it to make it. You know what I mean? So this is like a good opportunity to tinker around with devices, like, you know, physical devices that you can hack on, and yeah, it's like you can't code a cardboard sign. I mean, come on, man, where's the fun in that? Okay, so now we need to extract the JWT header. And then in the payload, we have a user ID. Okay, so let's go to install passport JWT. So yarn add passport JWT. And we're going to refactor all of this, right? So don't worry. And then this one is import extractor from passport JWT. And this is an internal class. It's not exported like this. So we're going to do that. And now the const of payload is going to be this. So this is going to be extractor dot from auth header. And this is payload. Actually, this is token. So extractor dot from auth header. And secret is, what did we say? Fake secret?
I forgot.
The question is, how do I do it without like wrapping it in a promise? Because I don't want to make it a strategy. All right, so let's do here. So passport JWT. Let's look at this. So passport JWT, we have an extractor. And then new JWS strategy with verify. Shit, I fucking hate this. I hate it that it's a callback function. It's such an unnecessary step. Man, sometimes JavaScript just makes your life miserable. Let me think. So this is the secret. And then passport. Why? I mean, why? Do you see, like, why? Why? Why is this like JWT strategy bullshit? So I think what I need is to go to the JSON web token here. And auth0 JSON web token. Great. So then we have a JWT.sign. And then we have a verify. So what does why is this a callback again? Why? So decode JWT.verify token, and then, okay, great. So I don't need the passport shit. Okay, so this is the token, and then this is extracted, and then what I can do is this. Okay, so then this is the decoded, and I can import JWT from JSON web token.
Okay.
And then here, this is fake secret. And what we can do here is do this. So response.json and then result. Use C# with the transpiler. And then decoded.user ID. Right, so then this and this and this. Paramveer, do you own the Fullstack website? What do you mean, man? What do you mean? I'm not following. Okay, great. So now what do we need in order to send this to the server? What does the header needs to include? Authorization, and then authorization needs to be JWT. Okay. So then this is the task, and we don't need the user ID. So all we need now is the task time, right? So let's do task time is 10 minutes. And in our header, we're going to use the JWT and then space. And here we're going to put the token here, like so. And send this. Cannot read property from auth header of undefined. What? From auth header. All right, let's go again. Documentation time. Okay, so passport and then from auth header. So this is extract JWT. Okay, so this is extract JWT. And then again, this is extract JWT. Okay, and then send. What now? What is going on now? 500. I don't get what's going on. So response.json result. Oh, this is not request.body now. This should be task object. Okay. Right. So then send. JWT must be a string. What? JWT must be a string. Router. Where is the controller? Controller. I don't see controller. And then token. Maybe the token here is not getting correctly. All right, so let's do console.log token and console.log decoded. Okay, and let's clean this up a bit and send. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go and date, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not seeing anything that I printed. So here, router index, and then config express. JWT must be a string. Authorization, there it is. You see authorization, JWT, postman token, message is middleware. What? What?
Why do you put JWT space?
Because that's the convention.
That's the convention? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is from auth header. The SE. Ops.jwt from request. And then this is the secret. So this is I'm not entirely sure what is wrong here. The header is authorization JWT here. And then we have here. So this is authorization. We have the body. We send an application JSON. And then error JWT must be a string. I'm logging my token, but I'm not seeing anything when I log it. That's the main problem, that I'm not seeing anything when I log it. I see the token here, so I see what's going to the controller, but I don't see my console.log at all.
Put a string console.log, like
No, I think
quadruple X or something.
this is giving the exception. That's the thing. So console
Yeah, log some string. Yeah.
and then console.log. Okay, so there it is. And then send. And yeah, you see, starting token, and then it blows up. Which means that this extract JWT from auth header, this one is returning the error. So let's take this. JWT must be a string. This is probably something from the JWT. JSON or passport. Secret must be a string. The JWT must be 2 dots. What the hell? All of this shit. So this one from auth header is not giving me the right thing. So let's look at Postman here, and this is authorization. Yep, authorization, and this is the web token. And do we need this? So this, no. No, I don't think it's bearer, but we can. So send. No, that's not the issue. Yeah, it's just blowing up on the from auth header. JWT must be a string. So something here is not getting sent correctly. Yeah, something is not right.
They're both saying use bear instead of JWT.
Yeah, I'm using bear now. It's not really solving the issue. So it's this line, like extract JWT from auth header. You can, but you don't need to. So extract JWT, this one, and then extract JWT. So from auth header. Creates a new extractor from auth header. Creates a new extractor that looks for the JWT in the authorization header with the scheme JWT. You see that? So creates. So it's definitely this one from the authorization header. So I did it correctly before. What I don't understand is what is the problem. So JWT, and let's do, I don't know, something like this. And delete this. Okay, so then this one send. You see, it's like the same thing. It's
or
like,
just do JWT. Just do JWT empty.
no, it doesn't matter. It's like it's not accepting it. It's like the same thing if I don't send it at all.
It's not like reading it as a string or something.
Router, thank you for the follow. And maybe, so curl-x post HTTP localhost 4040. Yes, so API task, and then shit, what is it, like JSON. So is it dash dash data? Never remember. So curl send JSON. All right. So dash H authorization with JWT and something. And you see, I still get JWT
Same
must
thing.
be string. This is like
That's
a
weird.
classic JavaScript. Just classic JavaScript frameworks suffering.
Unclear. Like, what do you mean? Like, it has to be a
So
string.
let's look here. Here, GitHub, blah blah blah, passport JWT, lib. So let's look from auth header here. So from auth header, let's look at the function. From auth header extractors. So there it is. This is the extractor. So from auth header is request headers, auth header, and then auth params, and then you have the parse. What I don't see here. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so this is the schema. So this is from auth header. From auth header we scheme default auth scheme. What is going on? Default auth scheme. So this is the scheme, the JWT, and the header should be authorization.
Oh, did you capitalize it? You probably capitalized it.
I did. You should, but authorization. And
That would be
then
weird
JWT something.
if this works.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It still doesn't
No,
work.
it's not.
So let's look at the code again. So this one is auth headers, authorization, and auth scheme. So from header, token, request dot headers. Wait, what? From header and then function header name. So you have a from header. Okay, so let's do this. So from header, and then here we'll do authorization. I'm not going to be surprised if this has the same exact effect because this is JavaScript. All right, so this is send. Yeah, nothing. So then here, authorization, send, nothing. Great. Awesome. Amazing. Just like incredible. This is seriously great. Awesome stuff. Awesome. All right. Starting like, token. Yeah, it's still blowing up here. The question is, where is it blowing up? So whether it's blowing up here or blowing up there. So then send. Yeah, it's blowing up in there. Now let's do here. So let's remove this altogether. Now we should get a no, dude, something is going on. Something is going on. Okay. No, something is going on. This is not possible. Okay. So decoded is not defined. Great. So now this one, let's do I don't know, something. XXX. Okay, so send. Great. Now going back. So here we're going to do const token equals to extract JWT dot from header, and then this is going to be authorization. I can actually do this entire thing myself. It's just requesting the header. It's so simple. You know, it's like, why would you even need an extractor for that? It seems so like stupid. All right, so now console.log token. Okay, so then here, starting again, send. Great. So now we get starting token, and then this is a function. What?
Oh, is that like a callback or a promise or something?
This returns a function?
Is it a callback?
Dude, this is... My goodness.
Just extract it manually. Like
No, but I want to understand. it's not like I can't. It's like I want to understand. All right. So this returns a function.
Yeah.
Uh, returns a
The
function with a request. What in the name of God from auth header? So this returns extractor from auth header with scheme. So this is yeah. So this returns. So this one is basically what you want. So it's this one, and then you need to pass the request here. So then here console.log. Way to go, JavaScript. Way to go. All right, so then console.log token. Now this should be correct. So send. Okay, so now we should get the token, and of course we get null because why not? All right, so then because we don't have request, we have rec. All right, so then this is rec. Yeah, I mean, what? Authorization, and then authorization here. Send, and let's go see that it's null again, because why not? And of course it is. All right. Okay, this is stupid. So let's not use the extractor and instead use request.headers here. So this is that one request dot. It's so sloppy, man. Request dot headers, and then this one authorization. So let's write an extractor to do this and fail.
yeah.
And wrap
like,
this in a library and put it on npm. All right, let's do it. It's like sounds so much fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's the thing with Node. Is everything is gonna be a library, and then there's like 5 libraries for the same purpose.
One thing though, I think either Postman is not doing something correctly, or I'm still getting, like in request.headers, I'm still getting undefined, and I think something is stripping away the headers. Oh, wait. You see this? It's like authorization. What the shit? So auth controller and then authorization. No, it's a task controller. Great. So this is task controller. And then this is authorization. And now we should get the correct token. So let's do send, and we get JWT, blah, blah, blah. Great. So now let's try the extractor again. So extract dot from auth header, like so. And this returns a function, and then all I need to do is pass the request here. So let's try this and send. And now I get the correct token. So that's good. So this is what we needed to do all along. And then what I do is const payload equals to JWT dot, what was it? JWT dot verify. Right, so then this is decoded JWT.verify token and fake secret, and then here it's decoded dot user ID. All right, now everything should work, and this is why we developed a talent for reading code. All right, so now token, let's put the correct token. Paste it here and put it here, and now we get it.
Awesome.
All right, so this is the user ID that we put there, and we get new tasks every single time. Okay, cool. So this is why we read code, guys. This is why you should not be afraid to go to the library that you're using and read the code, because the documentation is basically was useless. Um, so now we need to wrap this in a library. Well, not a library, but some kind of a wrapper that will do it for us as a middleware. And we actually, so one thing that I got confused at that is this a Vim or Emacs? This is Vim. Your answer makes me leave or stay. This is Vim. Uh, Uber man mind. What theme do you use? I stay. Okay. Okay. What I mean, look at that. I'm like cleanly shaved. You know, it's like no beard, no neck beard. Look, why would I use Emacs if I don't have a neck beard, man?
What is this? Some sort of like stereotypical joke?
Yeah.
What is Emacs? Is Emacs for like
Emacs is for neck beards.
for neck beard?
Okay.
Neckbeard hacker on Twitter.
Oh, there is a neckbeard hacker. Neck. I have to see that neckbeard hacker. Yeah, there it is. Neckbeard hacker.
And he uses Emac.
The guy who knows C++. Yeah, you see? Open Emacs. Bam. Let's make a website. Open Emacs. You see?
No, this is a joke. This is not a real person. This is a joke.
All right. So now
what
what we
is a
need.
neckbeard?
So one thing I want to to explain to the stream and people are watching. We decided based on exhaustion, mainly by me, that we're gonna end the streams at 10 p.m. Right? Hard stop at 10 p.m. So usually at I think the thing that people watching the stream enjoy the most is the Q&A. So we're gonna pause at 9:45 for Q&A and have people ask questions, and we'll see how much fun we can have. Spence is asking, how did you know to pass the request from auth header request? So what I did is I opened up the library that I'm using, and I saw one that's called from auth header. You see, and it's a function, and what it does, it returns an extractor from auth header with scheme. And then I looked at that one, and that one, what it does is returns a function. You see this? So because this one returns a function, I can't use it as a string. So what I need is to pass it the request. And in order to pass it the request, I basically do this thing. So extract from auth header and then pass in the request. Yeah. So it's a wrapper function. So it's a function returning a function. And this is the beauty of JavaScript, but this is also the pain sometimes of JavaScript. And it's not really JavaScript. You know, I can't really complain about JavaScript here, but it's the explanation, you know, the documentation, the explanation. It's like, if I fell for it and it took me 20 minutes, it will take a lot of people 20 minutes, and it will take a lot of people 2 hours as well. And this is why you need to be really, really diligent about documentation and usage documentation. And you should write usage documentation based on people who never used your library, not based on the person that wrote the library. And that's the hard part. That's kind of the balance that is hard to strike sometimes. Okay, so now we have this as a fake secret. And what I'm going to use, globality and corp, is a library that I wrote. And what I want to show you this. So this is nodule config. And what it does is from environment variables, it will create this nice config object. So I'm going to use this here.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So you have environment variables, and from environment variables, it like does this. So if you do, you know what I'm saying? So let's say pomidori underscore underscore secrets underscore underscore token. So this will be secrets and token, and then it's to be like the token, right? And the best thing about it is that it does this, and it does cred stash in the same call. So you can have real secrets and environment variables in the same thing, but get a nice config out of it. This is a library I wrote, I don't know, 2 months ago, I think. Yeah, 2 months ago. And all of our Node projects are using it right now at the company. So it made our config much saner and much nicer. Okay, so what I think will happen is that we will do the cleanup of this tomorrow. So we have the token, and I should use that. Yeah, go ahead and use it, man. It's open source, free, and it's MIT license. You see, MIT.
Module const.
I don't use .env. I don't use .env at all.
I don't see it. Module.
Nodule config. Nodule. What the theme you use in Vim again? Yeah. So the theme I use is called Dracula. And Dracula has an iTerm theme and a Vim theme and everything. And that's the one I use, right? I think color scheme. Color scheme. Yeah, Dracula. And I use Dracula in iTerm as well. So here, colors, and the preset is Dracula. You see this? Oh, you don't see this. Here. Yeah, it handles booleans, man, in an amazing way. So Dracula here. Oh, you can see it still. My God. All right, so here, Dracula. Yeah, I like the colors as well. It's like subtle, kind of easy on your eyes, and it goes nice with this font as well. So I like it. All right. I'm using .env and I'm checking for true. Yeah, so the nodule config will actually change from true, false, 1, 0 to booleans. So you will get like JavaScript native true and JavaScript native false if you pass in either of those as a string. And there is an option for that, I think. And was it parse booleans? You see parse booleans? So parse booleans is defaults to true, and it will make, as you can see, 1, 0, true, false, or false, and translate it to booleans, right? So you'll get a make config and a loader, and it's really nice. So this made our configs much smaller and much more how should I say it? Transferable, I guess, would be the right word to use. Okay, so what I think will happen here, so let's make sure you need the token and then create a task. So we have this one, create a task, passing in the login token in order to identify the user. Test the entire flow via TDD. So we're going to use that before we sign. Yeah, portable. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, portable, definitely. Because what we do is we use Docker containers and we promote Docker containers between environments. and one all you need to do is you need to just take the same Docker container and pass it to, from stage into production. All you need to do is supply it a different environment, and it will go get the secrets from somewhere else, and it will go, and grab the config from everywhere. So, just to remind people, the Trello is open source, so you can go check it out. You don't need a login. It's a public board. And this is what we're working on, to kind of understand and get you excited about the task. We should be getting the USBs any day now. So I hope that maybe tomorrow or on Friday we can get to the USBs. All right, so we have this one, and in order to do this, what I want to do is let's add for tomorrow. So test the authenticated API flow, add nodule config for the secret, and then what do we want to do next? So add the nodule config, and then validations. So validations on the task status and we don't really need that, but validations on the task creation. And yeah, that's about it. So let's do this and then this. So this would be the first thing I want to do, and then this would be the second thing. And that was the last one, and that we don't actually need anymore, but we'll leave it here. Okay, so let's make a label for this and give it a label for the day tomorrow. What's the day tomorrow? It's like 07
13.
So create a new label with 07 13 17. Let's make it green and create. So here 07 13 17. Save this, and then this is going to be this as well, and then this is going to be this as well, and this is going to be this as well. And yeah, so this is a problem with like Trello, that it's easy to create a task, but then if you want due dates and stuff like that, it's a bit of a hassle. All right, so this one and then save. Great. Awesome. So this is where we are now, and this is where we plan on being tomorrow. All right, so we are at 9:45, and we want to finish at 10. So let's open it up. People in the chat room. How many do we have in the chat room, by the way? Let's see. I feel like I need to know this, but I don't. Let's see, how many do we have? 21, 22. Okay, so I am now talking to 22 people. This is your time to ask questions. So Bad Hombres, I don't know, all of you. I don't know. It's like I'm so hard with those usernames. Please let me know if you have any questions. This is your time. It can be questions about the project we're working on, and it can be questions about career, interviews, or anything. So really, just feel free to ask those questions. I'm going to give you a minute to gather yourself. All right. If not, then we're going to wrap it up here. So let's do this. So git add and rm-f token, and this one, and then this one, fake secret change me. right? And I don't give a shit. It's just a simple secret. And then all of this, git commit dash m, adding JWT token validation, and added to the creation flow. Git push. So we're gonna push this to master. All right. Can you critique my project? So yeah, usually that would be Fridays. Fridays is a more of a, as you know, it's kind of a no plan, directed by the chat. So for all you new people that never seen the stream before, Friday is basically an all hands where the questions it's Friday all hands, where you basically ask the CEO questions.
Any question you want.
Any question you want. Yeah, so that's the deal. Yeah, I don't think we have a lot of questions today. I don't know. It's pretty slow today in the chat room. It's usually much more how should I say it? Active. I don't know. It's like even Kramer is here, sleeping on the floor.
Kramer not barking today?
No, she's here. Look.
Show Kramer.
You see this?
No, we're not seeing it.
Here.
We're not seeing her.
Here. You see I'm pointing.
Oh, now we see her.
Kramer.
Oh, she's so cute. Get her to bark. Wake her up.
You see?
Ask her to bark.
All right. Sorry if this is somewhere else. I couldn't find it. Time do you usually start streaming? So first of all, this is not your fault. This is my fault. And we should definitely have a schedule up. This is one of the things I need the most help with like all of the graphics in the stream and like keeping up the schedule, and even Stevens is dropping the ball with the blogs.
I'm not dropping the balls.
You are. You haven't done a blog post on the stream for like five streams.
No, it's like 2 streams.
No. Never mind. So our router, we are streaming 8 p.m. PST, and on Sunday at 4 p.m. PST. And last Sunday was 5 hours. I think I'm still exhausted after the Sunday stream. Stevens is still in vacation mode. That's true. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. The thing is, I'm not his boss anymore. So I'm like, I can't do anything about it. I miss. I'm not his boss anymore. If I was his boss, he would suffer. He would like come back from Hawaii and he would do like bugs all day long. For like 12 days straight. I.e. 8 bugs he would do for like 12 days.
That's because you're not there to create these bugs.
All right,
no bugs to fix.
Yeah, of course. It's me that create bugs, of course. Of course, it's me that creates bugs.
Always.
All right, so seems like the chat is pretty slow, so let's go ahead and end this today. Thank you for everybody that's been with us in the chat room. Make sure you follow or sub. Make sure. All right, so make sure you follow to kind of see when we're live, and we're gonna put a if no one else is asking a question, what do you think of programming boot camps? Would you work with grads? So first of all, in order to kind of work with grads, I would definitely do. I think if the passion is there, and okay, so here's my take, and I'll try to answer it as thoroughly as I usually answer questions here on the stream, and feel free to either ask follow-up questions or critique my answer. So it really depends on the grad and what was the motivation to go to a boot camp. If the motivation to go to a boot camp was to, hey, let me get it over with so I can find a job that will make me money, I wouldn't work with that grad. I wouldn't hire that grad, not in a million years. If the motivation of that grad was, I really, really want this, and I think this will be the easiest for me to sit there and motivate myself to use other people and to use the teachers and to use the instructors to my learning benefit, then yes, I would use that grad. I would hire that grad. Um, my take on those boot camps in general is not that great. And the same goes to like online tutorials. Uh, they are usually very, very, very on the surface, right? Scratching the surface of things. Um, and I think that's a big problem. And some of these boot camps are like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and whatever, and they cost so much money. What I would rather have is someone that is, learning programming, learning to program either on his own or whatever, but just really dug deep into it and, um, driven by his passion or her passion, obviously. So I guess to kind of take that answer to the real world. If the grad went there from the right reasons, I would hire, no problem at all. There is a lot of cleanup to do after those boot camps. A lot of bad habits, um, and a lot of bad learning. But yeah, I would hire a grad. But my take on those boot camps is not that great at all.
Actually, I can add a little bit to that. Do you
Mm-hmm.
mind?
Of course, of course.
So our router, so I almost went through the bootcamp route, right? To be honest, like I actually paid the deposit for one of the very first bootcamp. It's called Dev Bootcamps. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it was very famous back in 2014 when I was trying to learn on my own. I actually paid the deposit, and I almost went there, but I ended up getting the deposit back and not going. So so I like, and I tell this to whoever that consider boot camps because I feel like this will add value to you is like you if you want to go you ought to be very very picky on it because the biggest problem I see boot camp and one of the reasons that I cancel my deposit is I went through their like the preparation
Oh,
like
dude,
period of
you
time.
have to see something. Look, look.
What
Just a sec. I'm sorry. Look at this. This is literally just like popped up in on Hacker News.
what did he say? They're closing?
They're closing down.
Yeah, like yeah. See exactly. This is the very first dev bootcamp that ever existed, right? And like yeah, Hack Reactor. You know the founder of Hack Reactor. They all came from Dev Bootcamp. Like they all used to work for Dev Bootcamp, and they came out. Like there's another one called App Academy, and they do this ridiculous thing there. Like I will guarantee you 120,000 salary at graduation. Otherwise, your tuition is free, right? Like the bootcamp industry is started really really nice, I think, but later on as it evolved, it became like a half scam kind of stuff, right? Like you're just like telling people that you can spend $12,000 tuition, you spend like 10 weeks, and then people come out expecting like 120 grand salary, right? If you ask any like experienced engineer, like that's like a big no-no, like the people who has that incentive, like the way they do their marketing, totally, it just totally ruined the experience. And I think it started with the right purpose, but it totally went to the wrong route. And I'm not surprised that Deadpool can like close down. right? Because it really became a way to scam people their money, right? Like they the way they persuade you to join the bootcamp, the way they persuade you to pay them, the way they show you all the crazy stats, like 95% of our grads like get hired within like 4 weeks of graduation, right? Like it, you gotta have like a red flag for that. I'm not saying all of them are bad. Like I'm pretty sure some of them are good. Right? I'm pretty sure some people who graduate from Dev Bootcamp or Hack Reactor, they get good jobs. But like $12,000 is a lot of money.
It's
It's a for me
$21,000.
21,000. Yeah, you started with 12,000. It's a lot of money, and I guarantee you, as a like a self-taught engineer, as a recent self-taught engineer who considered going through that bootcamp, like there is just absolutely no way you will become a good engineer in 8 weeks. Doesn't matter 8 weeks, 12 weeks, right? What you get is you just get like the very very surface of things, right? Just never believe them. Like if they tell you will make you like a Silicon Valley engineer, right? Like there are many different type of Silicon Valley engineer, right? Like it's just like don't believe in their marketing material. Like do your homework, right? Make sure that like the money that you are prepared to spend on it, you're okay to like that money being gone. And then I've known many people who graduate from boot camps that's still looking for jobs 6 months down the road. Okay, a year down the road. I know many people who went through the program. They end up not being an engineer. They end up giving up. Many of them, right? They don't put it in the stats because God knows why. And these stats are like you don't even know. Like they're just putting up numbers, right? It's like so I really have to like warn anybody who considers spending that much money and buying into their marketing materials, so that's I just had a strong feeling about that.
Yeah. Again, I think generalizing here is bad. But definitely the thing is that the grads can be really really good, and they can also be really really bad, like any other thing. And for me to like buy into the boot camp, as a senior engineer, I need to look at the curriculum and really understand what they're talking about and what they're teaching and so on. So we'll see. Okay, so thank you all. It's already 10 p.m. Those 2 hours go by really quickly sometimes. So we will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. And what I want to finish with is this. Where is the chat? Where is the chat? Where is the chat? Did I close the chat? I did, right? Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Let me open the chat just a second. I want to send people here in the chat room the Discord. Discord, I'll open it up here. Is the community for the stream, and as you can see, there are like 40 people here. And this community is online even when the stream is offline. So, if you have questions or you want to give feedback on the stream or anything of that nature, just join the Discord, and it's really really fun, and it's becoming a really productive community. And we also have a Reddit, which I want to link to here. It's not really active. To be honest, it's one of the things that I need help with. It's like finding the balance of what to put on Reddit and how to, direct people into it, and so on and so forth. Definitely something worth considering joining. There is the YouTube channel, which has all the recordings. So just to kind of finish up with those things. And we are going to be live every night this week, and Saturday is off, and then Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. We are going to be live again. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you everybody that's been here with us, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yep. Bye.